NHL game, and I believe only Ron Finn has worked more as a linesman. You're looking at 21-year-old Kay Whitmore, who was impressive, as Jerry mentioned, in his NHL debut, 23 saves against the Bruins. A 4-2 Whaler win on March 22nd. Tom Barrasso returns to action. He's been out with a dislocated shoulder, but only missed one game. And he is back in action tonight against the Whalers, a club whom he has faced many times in the past with the Buffalo Sabres. And Barrasso out to play the puck. Jock Callender is dumped by Ron Francis. Zarley Zalapski's pass reaches Phil Bourque, and he gave it away to Wolf Samuelson. Samuelson bangs it off the back of Gord Brosiker. Tommy Martin on left wing on this Francis and Dineen line. Lays it in deep in the Penguin zone for the point at Samuelson. His shot is blocked, and he's checked by Bourque. They get the sticks up. Tommy Martin back to Grant Jennings, and the puck is recovered by Dineen. Kevin checked by Jock Callender. That's the shot go, kicked away by Barrasso off the inside of his left skate, and it bounced to Zalapski. Head for Callender. Joel Quenneville stole the pass. Callender has it back again. Can't get the shot away. He's dumped by Quenneville. Francis turns the play around as the Penguins try to change up. Zalapski's back defensively for Pittsburgh. Now it is Zarley Zalapski. His pass across. Randy Hillier leaving it for Zalapski. Long lead for Rob Brown. Brown steps in, waits for some help, and Joel Quenneville knocked it off his stick. Kevin Stevens in there bumping behind the Whaler net. His centering pass is stolen by Sivan Cote. Out for Jody Hull. Here's Tippett. Dave Tippett to Cote, cutting in. The backhander is stopped by Barrasso. Evison battles with Stevens for that loose puck. Hull in front, shoots a stick save by Barrasso. Paul Coffey has it.
Yeah, Barrasso's made a couple of saves in this early going, but he has no idea where he is. He's struggling a little bit, but that's because he's been out for a week or 10 days. He's back sooner than expected, but that first shot, I believe, went out, as you said, Rick, went off the inside of his left leg. When you notice that, you should be shooting a lot more. Here's a pass to Cote coming up late. He's sort of going to get painted into a corner. Just takes a shot at the short side, hits the side of the net. You know, Rick, Pittsburgh has elected to play a line of John Cullen, Phil Bourque, and Jock Callender against the Ron Francis line. And that line is not nearly fast enough to keep up with them. If both Tommy Martin and Kevin Dineen put on the Jets every shift, they should get some chances.
Got Young with a shot. Barrasso to save. Sivan Turgeon on the rebound. He get it taken away by Stevens. Stevens out of Brockton, Massachusetts. Played for Boston College and the U.S. Olympic team last year. And he's come up from Muskegon and played very well. With 7 goals in his last 14 games. Here's Dan Quinn shooting, and he just fires it wide. Young with a pass to Brent Peterson. Ahead for Turgeon. He's hooked by Hillier. Coffey is back for the puck. Randy Cunnyworth on right wing on this line. Steps into one. Stick save by Whitmore. Grant Jennings headmans to Brent Peterson. Peterson back in action after missing 3 games with an injured back. Whalers changing up defensively. Brad Shaw joins the play, and his shot is snared by Barrasso, and he'll hang on for the whistle.
Barrasso is recovering from a slightly dislocated shoulder. I don't know how it's going to be slight, but his shoulder popped out. Here's a shot by Shaw, a little clutter buster up there. But I think this might make Barrasso a better goaltender, because I think he's going to have to really work at staying up, because that shoulder might be a little tender. He might not be able to move it as quick as he could before. So therefore, he'll probably really work at staying on his feet tonight.
Schedule helped in his recovery as well. The Penguins have been off since the weekend, and they had back-to-back wins over the Devils and the Rangers to help turn things around. That was a big win for them at Madison Square Garden, 6-4 last Sunday.
And we have the Rangers in here Saturday night, Rick. They're all at the game tonight, as a matter of fact.
Dave Hannon on the backhand is stopped by Whitmore. Dave Babbage reaching for the puck. Troy Loney trying to center it. He's tied up by Ferraro. Hannon cruises in for it. He's chased by Brad Shaw. Ferraro works the puck away. John Anderson taps it out to center ice. And they'll meet here on Saturday night. And obviously a big battle between those teams, working for the home ice advantage in the first round of the playoff.
Rick, this game really might not mean anything to the Penguins, and certainly they'd like to win. They'd have a 3-point lead on the Rangers. but it all come down to Saturday night. Pittsburgh wins Saturday night, then they finish second in this division, in the Patrick division, and get the home ice advantage for the first round against the Rangers. Don't get me wrong, they'd like to win tonight, but I used to like playing teams whose rival would be the next game in the schedule. It looks like they would look ahead, which happens a lot, or else play them after that game.
Well, it's something that you've brought up many times in the past in regards to a Quebec-Montreal type rivalry too, and sometimes the effects are very apparent when those clubs get together.
I'll tell you what rivalry really works with is Edmonton and Calgary also. They kill each other. That's the war. If you can play them immediately after that, it's the best time to play either one of those teams.
Mario Lemieux is on the ice with Bob Airy and Rob Brown. Clearing attempt reaches Brown. Here comes Paul Coffey racing ahead, gives the puck to Mario. Lemieux holds on, shoots, saved by Whitmore in traffic. Martin got it away from that pile up in front. Airy was surrounded by 3 Whalers. Whitmore clears the puck to Kevin Dineen.
Kay Whitmore worked very hard to keep his eye on that puck. There's a lot of traffic in front of him. He got down low and kept his eye on the puck at all times.
Samuelson shoots, he scores! Alt Samuelson at least went by Barrasso with a game-opening goal at 3:55.
That makes that save of Whitmore all the more important. But a great shot by Alt Samuelson here as he finds himself inside the circle area all by himself. Plenty of time here, and he just rips it by Barrasso. Right past the stick side. Good shot. We'll see if Samuelson used the post here. I don't believe so. Well, right through his legs, as a matter of fact. You see a goaltender, when he wants to drop, he leaves the 5-hole open.
Jerry, this game is certainly a different game in terms of magnitude, styles of play, and so forth than the Buffalo game, where we saw 5 shots by the Whalers, 1 by Buffalo in the entire first period. But 6 shots for Hartford in the first 4 minutes has to be a good sign.
Certainly does, Rick. And of course, I think we could all have guessed this was going to be wide open after watching the last Pittsburgh Whaler game, an 8-6 game.
Here's a pass for Stevens. He couldn't take it. He was checked by Sevek Kote, who's dumped into the net. They start to push and shove. That'll draw a crowd, and the linesmen have the situation well under control. 15:37 to go in the first period. And the Whalers lead it 1-0.
Goal is 9th of the season, scored by number 5, Alt Samuelson. Assisted by number 11, Kevin Dineen, and number 35, Kay Whitmore. The goal, 3:55. Samuelson is 9th of the season from Dineen and Whitmore at 3:55.
Net. Cote usually is the defenseman who takes the winger into the net, but in this case, it's the winger, Big Kevin Stevens, the ex-Boston College Eagle, who takes Cote into the net. People were calling for a penalty, and if they got their wish, it would have gone to Stevens. Rick, Kay Whitmore got an assist on the Samuelson goal. That was due to the fact he did a good save on Mario Lemieux.
Really gets his first NHL point quicker than a lot of forwards do starting their NHL career.
In his second game, right?
Dineen and Whitmore assisting on Opie's 9th at 3:55. Dan Quinn's pass blocked by Cote. Lasky is sent back to center. Whalers have the Anderson, Ferraro, and McDermott line on. Joel Quenneville trying to lug the puck ahead. It's taken away, and Cote squelched a 2-on-1. Here comes Cunneyworth. Cunneyworth shoots, and Whitmore just got a piece of that with his pad. Zalapsky plays it into Cunneyworth. Randy Cunneyworth trying to step in front. The stuff attempt is off the stick of Whitmore, and it bounces away to McDermott. Ferraro couldn't step around Rod Buskus. Cunneyworth bounces it into that Whaler zone. Quenneville controls it. Kevin Stevens at 6'3" and 220. He can certainly drive a lot of people around the net. We saw in the incident with Cote a few minutes ago. Here's Zalapsky with a lead pass for John Cullen. Cullen trying to make his move on Shaw. Centering attempt is taken by Babbitt. He stick handles away from Zalapsky. Dave Tippett. The 3 Penguins back defensively. Evison in the off wing. Chased by Calendar. Looks in front, and the pass goes awry. Bork locks up there with Tippett. Zalapsky moves it ahead for Cullen. Here's the lead pass for Calendar. Babbitt back defensively. Jock Calendar had it swept away by Shaw. He takes a belt from Bork as the Whalers will ice the puck. 14:05 left here in the first period. Hartford leads it 1-0.
Tickets for every 10th game are donated by McDonald's to nonprofit charities meeting the
Kay Whitmore has been very sharp in this early going. One thing he's doing a little differently tonight, and I'm sure he talked himself into it, he's playing out in that crease area, Rick. He's not hiding in his net as he did a lot of the evening against the Bruins. He knows this is a much more dangerous team.
Bob Airey drops it, Coffey shoots it, and he cranks one over the net. And Brent Peterson gets to that puck. On the blue line, it's Hillier, his drive, and it's stopped by Whitmore, and he will not hesitate in taking a whistle. That puck got trapped in his pads. Whitmore, a second-round pick in 1985 by the Whalers.
He looks like a goaltender. Looks the part. Here's Rob Brown. He doesn't look like a goal scorer, but he is. He's murder around that net. Not a great skater, but a very good hockey player. He got that overtime goal in the first game in Hartford this year. And I'll tell you, not too many guys would have got that goal if you remember it. Batted it out of midair past Mike Liu. You know, it's a good idea, too, against this line of Lemieux, Brown, and Airey. Take his face-offs as many times as you can. Let's slow it down when they're on the ice. Slow it down to a coma if you can.
Here's Jennings with a lob pass ahead for Sylvain Turgeon. Turgeon trying to slip it to Brent Peterson. Fly chases his own pass as Bob Airey coughed it up to Young. Out in front, it's Turgeon shooting, and Barrasso got his leg on that. Peterson leaves it back for Turgeon. He's bumped by Airey. And the pesky Bob Airey stick handles out. Drops it for Brown. It's off his skates. Lemieux was lurking at the blue line, but Turgeon snuck in there to take it. Turgeon waits. Trying to get that pass in front. And Airey will start the rush ahead. Here's Coffey cruising out of his own end. Coffey lets the shot go, and it's well wide of Whitmore. Puck bounces to Dineen. Kevin maneuvers in on his backhand, chased by Troy Loney, lost his edge, and Lemieux was there to scoop up the puck. Out comes Lemieux. He needs 8 points in his last 3 games to reach 200 this season. Lamsky indeed fires in front, and Francis deflected the pass away. Brown has it back. Rob Brown, the check is score! Mario Lemieux hits it home, and it's tied at 1.
I think Mario Lemieux used his size for a big advantage against Sylvain Cote, and Rob Brown with a good play as he circled to his forehand and threw the puck in front of the net. Nothing this man could have done about that. Watch number 44, Rob Brown, retrieve the puck right here. Go to his forehand. You see Lemieux at the bottom of the screen. He gets great position and just taps it in. I'll tell you one thing. Has he taken this city by storm? Everywhere you go, there's black and yellow jerseys with number 66 on it. I'd like to be his agent right now. He should be making double. I don't even know what he makes, but he should be making double.
$2.5 million's not enough.
No, he should be making 5. That's what he's worth.
Now Lemieux with his 80th goal of the season from Brown and Zalamski at 7:34. The game is tied. Babbage is held up. Here's Francis shooting, a save by Barrasso. Ronnie gets it back. Feeds to Shaw. The one-timer is blocked by Loney. Cannon moves it out of his own end. Shaw back. Looks for Martin in left wing. Dineen heads up ice. He steps around Buskus. 2 Penguins are back. Dineen waits for some help. Kevin with a pass to Martin. Shooting. And it's knocked away by Barrasso. Got a stick on that. Francis trying to step out in front, but he was well covered. Dave Babbitt. Ahead for Martin. Flips it for Francis. He is checked by Jake Caulfield, a big 240-pound right winger, former linebacker at the University of North Dakota. Steve Dykstra stick handles in. The turn on John Anderson. Dykstra backhanded in front, and he gave it away to Ferraro. Ferraro races ahead. Cunneyworth back defensively, and he took the puck away. The Penguins back at a 3-on-2, and it's Stevens. Dropping it for Quinn. Samuelson stays with him well. McDermott and Cunneyworth bump. Whitmore wants to freeze the puck, and he does just that. We've played 9 minutes here in the first. We're tied at 1.
Nice going, Jeff? We're going to watch a good play here by a winger, Randy Cunneyworth, who is back in a defensive position as one of his defensemen has caught up the ice. And I would think that the Penguins, more than any team, must really practice.
Here's Cunneyworth at the other end, and he's stopped by Whitmore.
Must really practice their wingers playing defense or their forwards because of Coffey and Zalapsky being up the ice most of the night.
Barrasso plays the puck so well, angles that pass off the glass, and Samuelson will chase it down. Makes the pass to Ferraro. And the play is whistled out offside. Look at Ray Ferraro a little frustrated at the fact that he thought he had gained that blue line, and even still, the play is brought back. Ferraro, who certainly helped the team with his goal scoring since the All-Star break, 17 goals in his last 24 games.
There's no secret the Whalers need that line of Ferraro, John Anderson, and Paul McDermott. You always need that second line to complement your big line. If you don't have it, it makes the opposition's job of checking your big line easier.
Here's a pass, ends up with Brown. He tried to send Mario Lemieux in alone. Bob Erie and a stick handle around Sylvain Cote. Couldn't quite get the job done. It's Coffey. Works his pass through to Brown. Glenville with him. Brown's pass off Evason, skated, bounces wide. Lemieux gives it to Erie. He feeds Coffey, looks for Brown, try to tee it up. Cote won't let him have the shot. Coffey rushed by Evason. Lemieux saved the play for Randy Hillier. Chops it toward the net, and Erie couldn't get turned around as Cote tied him up. Evason out for Tippett. Tippett somehow got it ahead to Evason, but Hull beat him across that line, and the whistle blows for the offside. And now we get some punching going in front of that Penguin net. It's Evason and Coffey.
I think happened there, Rick, is that Coffey gives Dean Evason a two-hander after the offside. And that's what hurt Dean Evason. Dave Tippett with some good work here. Now you can see the offside. Jody Hull beats him. Now let's see what Coffey does. Right there, the little slash in the unprotected area above the glove. And one of Randy Hillier's jobs is he's a very conservative defenseman. So Paul Coffey or Mario Lemieux gets in trouble, he's got to get there as quick as possible.
Well, the Penguins don't mind starting those scuffles. It certainly wouldn't appear that way anyway. They were 36 minutes shy of a new NHL record for most penalty minutes in a single season.
That certainly had a lot of our conversation in the last 24 hours. We're trying to figure out how that happens with this team. I know Coffey's got over 100 minutes.
Here's Babbitt shooting, and it deflected off Busquets. Barrasso with a stop. The try by Young is on net, and Barrasso takes a whistle. Now Turgeon Busquets begin wrestling. And the Penguins will certainly step closer to an NHL record off of this battle. 9:19 remaining in the first period. Our score, the Whalers won, and the Penguins won.
Particular play, it's going to go to number 7, Busquets. He gets 2 minutes for roughing. As you see, he just threw a little right there. I'll tell you what happened there. We're looking at Rod Busquets. He's one of their penalty men leaders, I believe.
Chalk him up. He joins the 100-minute club.
Well, they needed a couple more. They only have 16 guys with 100 minutes or more.
They should by the end of this game.
By the end of this game? Oh, no.
Now, Busquets at 98. Lemieux's got 98.
Lemieux does?
Yeah. Whalers in the power play with the first opportunity of the game. John Young lets it go, and it's blocked in front. Might have hit Dykstra. Francis shoots, and he's held off. Troy Loney comes up with it. Loney's pass is deflected into the crowd next to the penalty box area. They have a chance, Gary, to have as many as 16 players end up with 100 minutes or more. They've got 12 right, well, 13 with Busquets making it now. Several others very, very close.
I wonder if you get down to the last game of the season, you take the stupid slashing penalty just to make that mark. I remember one time I had a chance to break the record for the most penalty minutes by a goaltender. I had 63 and the record was 64. And our team was really controlling the play, and there was no way I could get a penalty. And with 2 minutes left, Wally Harris is refereeing. Don't forget that. I said, Wally, you might as well give me a penalty just so I can break the record. He says, well, how? To tell you the truth, the score was 3-0 for us. And with a minute left, the puck finally come down to me on an icing. I went and played it and shot it in the stands, and he gave me 2 minutes. Sinden was coaching. He argued the point. He got 2 minutes, and he scored 2 goals in the next 30 seconds. But I set the record.
Well, the price you pay for NHL glory, huh? Babbage and Young, the point men behind Francis, Dineen, and Turgeon. Young steps right in. Backhand, he scores! Scott Young just marched right to the net, and he scores to make it 2-1.
Wow, there was an alley open there, and Scott Young certainly took advantage of it. He just put on the jets and kept going. He really didn't change directions. He stayed in the one path. I don't know where Dykstra was going. He lost his balance. Brasso down a little too early.
For the season, scored by number 27, Scott Young. Assisted by number 44, Dave Babbage.
You know what happens to a goaltender in this situation? He's in a little bit of shock once his defense gets beat. You see there, though, Brasso was not out very far, did not have control of the angle, and Scott just flipped it right over him. A power play goal, even though it didn't have much to do with Dave Babbage, but he was on it. He got an assist. We talked about it before the game, how important he is to this Whaler power play. Rick, you know, when they play the Canadians or whoever in the playoffs, we shouldn't just say Canadians, they're going to have to be the equal or a little better than their opposition in special teams if they hope to win.
Here's Coffey with a pass toward the net, knocked down by Samuelson. So Young with his 18th from Babbage at 11:30. And back comes Tippett. Beats Dean Evason. Shoots! And Barrasso just got a stick on that. Jody Hull back on right wing tonight. He was on left wing against Buffalo. Here's the pass to Tippett. He chopped it wide. It's worked free to Bob Erie. Whalers, who led 1-0, are back in front now 2-1 with 7.5 to go. First period. Coffey. The shot, a stick saved by Whitmore. That blast was off Samuelson's stick and still reached the net with a lot of mustard on it.
I think it picked up speed after it deflected off Samuelson's stick. It happens a lot. The puck goes faster.
Care to explain that? Here's Ferrara with a steal. And away for the play. We've got a collision as 2 Penguins hit the ice. And Andy Van Hellemond has a penalty call for us. It looks like McDermott will be going off. 2-1 Whalers in front. We'll return with more after this.
Paul McDermott. Watch Rob Brown here. Here's the hit right here. See to the bottom right of your swell. We won't see it. 2 other Penguins went down. It looked like bowling for dollars there, the way they were dropping. But nevertheless, a charge. And the Whalers will be shorthanded.
Jerry, anytime you play the Penguins, it's a special teams bonanza. They scored a league record 113 power play goals already this season. And the goal by Young was their 105th against.
Plus, they scored how many shorthanded goals? 20, I believe, yeah. And they've allowed 16.
Recall the Whalers' 8-6 victory at home about a month ago. As here's Brown trying to set up the power play for the Penguins. It's Zalapski's pass knocked down by Brent Peterson. Tippett chops it ahead. Barrasso thinks about coming out, but it's Peterson to catch up to it from the angle. He shoots. Barrasso to save. The rebound is off Barrasso's skate and bounced away. Lemieux, rink wide to Brown. Cleared away by Quenneville.
What an awful mistake Paul Coffey made at the blue line. There was 2 Whalers and just Coffey. He's got to play a conservative and on the safe side, but he took a heck of a gamble and lost, allowing almost a 2-on-0 break. That's why he's a tough guy to vote for the Norris. He's going to get 120 points or whatever, and he's a beautiful skater and a beautiful offensive player. Defensively, not much.
Here's Callender working it to Zalapski. He has trouble, but Coffey takes the puck. 50 seconds to go on the McDermott call. 6 minutes remaining in the period, and the Whalers lead it 2-1. Here's Lemieux. He has the Penguin goal. Out to Coffey. Lets it go. Tipped by Callender. Whitmore the save, and Cote has the rebound. Cote will clear it down the ice. Talking about that previous meeting between these clubs, the Whalers had, I believe, a 2-man advantage for 5 straight minutes. Early in that game, they ended up 5 for 9 on the power play, and Pittsburgh scored 3 times with a man advantage in that 8-6 win. The Whalers led 6-1 at one point. Jody Hull with a hat trick that night. Here's Lemieux. Out to Johnson. Shoots. Kicked out by Whitmore, and right to Tippett. He'll clear it. And 8 seconds remain on the McDermott penalty. Whalers anticipate his return with Anderson and Ferraro on the ice. Here's Stevens back to Johnson, and the shot is tipped wide. The Whalers are back to full strength with their 2-1 lead intact. Ferraro slips away from the pile-up, and he'll feed Dave Babbage. Babbage on the rush, looking for McDermott, breaking for the Nets. He couldn't get the pass. Johnson ended up in the net. He's all right as the play moves to center.
Boy, the defensive guys tonight are really getting the worst of it around their net.
Now Johnson took exception to ending up in the net off that collision with McDermott, and he tries to start something, and that brings more players into the action. And the officials appear to have everybody settle down. 4:48 remaining here in the first period. The Whalers lead again, 2-1.
By the Whalers where Coffey made the gamble. Look at how fast Coffey is. He come back after losing the puck. There's going to be some sort of a penalty here, and we'll see it almost went in off of Barrasso's leg. There's no original call in this little confrontation between McDermott and Johnson, but Johnson must have did some serious yapping. Now watch McDermott right here. He's going to take a shot at Johnson right there with a quick left. Wow, that was a good left. But anyway, there's no calls there, and all of a sudden, Van Helmond says, I've had enough. Johnson probably yapping when he should have. He gets 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike.
So the Whalers, who scored their 83rd power play goal of the season in their first opportunity, have the man advantage once again. They came in at just over 20% efficiency, 12th best in the league. Pittsburgh killing penalties. We've told you they've given up 105. 15th best in the league in killing penalties. The Whalers with Young and Babbage behind Anderson, Ferraro, and McDermott. The Penguins have Hannon and Loney on. Here's Zalapsky, who's working defensively with Hilliard. Hannon, longtime Penguin, moved along to Edmonton for their Stanley Cup effort last season, and then returned to the Penguins in the waiver draft. And he helps the Penguins send the Whalers back. Out comes Young. Babbage. Step in there, had it poked away by Loney. He sends the pass to Lemieux. Young racing after him. Lemieux on the backhand. Stopped by Whitmore. What a save by Kay Whitmore. Lemieux with 12 short-handed goals, tying an NHL record set by his friend Gretzky. Here's Turgeon shooting, and it's deflected by Bourque up into the crowd.
Mario Lemieux is unbelievable. You don't think he's very fast or very strong or very motivated, but when he gets a break like that, he puts it all into use. He's shaking his head a little bit. Watch right here as the puck is knocked away. Now Lemieux's on the way to the races. He knocks it down. And here's where he puts on the jets to get this break. Uses his body. And Kay Whitmore, the young quick Kay Whitmore. I told you, Rick, at the start that he might be a little nervous facing Lemieux and company, but they don't know about Kay Whitmore.
Works both ways. Whalers with 56 seconds left on the Johnson penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Lemieux out with Quinn. Lemieux held up by Shaw, and Quinn reaches for it, and Quinn having a 90-point season. Lemieux back into that zone to Quinn. Francis stays with Mario Lemieux. Draws a couple of Whalers now, still controlling that puck and killing time on the Whaler power play, and Samuelson starts it up ice to Turgeon. Turgeon fakes the shot, trying to step around Vasquez. And circle the net, centers, and Francis chops it toward the net. Then he just bunted it wide as he barely was able to connect. Down he goes. And Lemieux sets it to the line, down out. Shaw kept it into Turgeon. Across to Samuelson, and the puck dribbled by his stick. 8 seconds to go on the Penguin penalty, and the Whalers are whistled for an offside. Just under 3 minutes to go in period one. We spoke with Randy Cunnyworth before the game about the prospects ahead for the Penguins in the playoffs, and he talked about the fact that they are going to have to play a little better defense. And we'll listen in what Randy has to say at the intermission. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Hartford Whalers Hockey Club and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Hartford Whalers Hockey Club is prohibited.
This game's going at a pace of maybe they'll average about 40 shots to each team. by the time it's over. I don't care who you are, you just can't. You're not going to win a series allowing the opposition 40 shots.
Now they're set just about mathematically to play the Rangers. The Flyers still have very, very slim hopes of third and even second. But it looks like it's the Rangers and the Penguins, and the Rangers thus far in the season series lead at 3 games to 2 with 1 tie. Now, what they're basically battling for is the home ice advantage. The Penguins have been much better at home than on the road. Here's Barrasso snaring the shot. He clears it away and out to center. Johnson has left the penalty box with 2:13 remaining in the first period. Tippett is bumped by Zalapsky. Here's Hannon. Pass kicked off Stevens' stick. Cote finds Tippett. Zalapsky there to meet him. Evason bumped by Dykstra. Tippett for the puck to Cote. Shooting glove save. Tom Barrasso. He'll hang on.
I'll tell you, that was quite a save. I don't know what shoulder's bothering him. I don't think it's the right one because Sylvain Cote got terrific wood in this shot. And Barrasso just reacted and picked it out of the air. A fine save by Barrasso. A save that the Penguins needed badly. They didn't want to go in trailing by 2 goals. Barrasso read the play, got the catching mitt up, and robbed. You'll see it right here, right from Barrasso's vantage point. Good save. Not only does Barrasso make the save, he wants Jody Hull to know that he made it also.
Barrasso, who we mentioned has faced the Whalers many times in the past, 15, 14, and 3. His record against Hartford with 3 shutouts. Wolf Samuelsson keeps the play in that Penguin zone. Hillier reaches for it. Anderson steals the pass. Out to Jennings, the one-timer, stopped by Barrasso as he got a stick on it. And the Penguins quickly moving ahead. They look for Brown on the home run pass, and Samuelsson stole it. Opie steps right back in. Anderson goes to Ferraro. Now McDermott follows up and shoots. Saved by Barrasso. Airy out ahead for Brown. Up to Bob Airy. Had it poked off his stick by Anderson. And he lost his helmet in that collision with Jennings. Brown frantically trying to pry that puck free. He's trapped by Samuelsson. Jennings kicks it free for the waiting Ferraro. Just over a minute remaining in the first period. Anderson going to send Ferraro on his way. Coffey will play the man, and Hillier races back. Ferraro almost got to that puck to get a shot away as he escaped Paul Coffey, and Barrasso takes the whistle.
Find himself in a one-on-one situation with Coffey. Coffey just lets him go as the puck goes towards the net. An interesting little battle going on as the puck was in the Whalers' end. It was Paul McDermott who picked up Lemieux. I don't know if it's by design that the right winger picks him up or whoever's the closest man to him. They get the 6 going pretty good. Van Helmond paying attention to the puck and not to McDermott and Lemieux. Could have called a penalty many a time in those 2 guys. They had the sticks up pretty good. There's the big guy, Mario Lemieux.
He scores his 80th goal in his first period. Now the game at 1. The Whalers lead on a power play goal by Young at 2-1. Here comes Johnson. He maneuvers in, wants to go all the way to the net, fires wide. Cunnyworth even up to Babish. Lamsky takes it. 32 seconds remaining here in the period. Whalers on a steal. Here's Dineen to Tommy Martin, and he couldn't connect. He tried to one-time that bouncing pass, and back comes Stevens to Dan Quinn. Quinn trying to get it in front. Stevens backhands it toward the goal, and it's steered away harmlessly by Whitmore. Babish will poke it down the ice with 7 seconds remaining. Johnson shoots at the length. Samuelsson back for it, and he touches it just as the horn sounds, ending our first period of play. Well, the Hartford Whalers have the lead going to the dressing room. They led 1-0, and they lead at the end of 1 period by the count of 2-1.
Hartford 17, Pittsburgh 12. Well, Pat Waterman, winner of tonight's Parkhouse Trivia Contest, reports to Section B30 now.
Conditions in here, it's hot and muggy in Pittsburgh. It's been kind of rainy the past couple of days, and that ice might turn to mush before it's all over with. But in any case, talking about the first period, which the Whalers lead 2-1, certainly they got plenty of opportunities against the Penguins, out shooting them 17-12.
Rick, they are going to get their opportunities as the game goes on. What they have to worry about is patient. They have to be patient for those opportunities. Don't get caught up in a wide open game that the Penguins want to play. Play sound defense, and they'll get many a chance.
Certainly Kay Whitmore at the other end had a pretty good first period. He had Lemieux on a breakaway and made the stop. Went right across with him, and that has to make him feel much more confident getting a big save out of the way against number 66.
Well, it certainly does. And don't forget the save he made on Lemieux also before the Samuelson goal was an important save. But I like the way he's playing tonight. He's playing out a little farther, and you know he plays cocksure. You know he's pretty positive out there, and that's a great sign.
Jerry, we talked a little bit during the first period about how the Penguins are involved in games where you're going to score a lot of special teams goals. Now this ice service here at the Civic Arena, it looks like there's a lot of room for a power play to really spread things out.
Well, Rick, you know, you're right. That the bigger the end zones are in the arenas, the more successful the power play will be. But let's not forget one of the main reason is the talent on the power play, certainly in Coffey and Mario Lemieux, and it helps the more room they have. I don't think their power play would be as successful, for example, in Buffalo or in Boston. But they're in a big rink with a lot of room in that ice, in that end zone, and that's why they are good.
The Whalers have shown that they can forecheck. Certainly a lot of their chances have come from situations where the Penguins' defense coughed up the puck. And it's something where, in that type of situation, the Ferraro line has really excelled.
Rick, to beat the Penguins, you have to have a real good forechecking game going. Not only you spend more time in that end, and once again with the Lemieux and Browns and their ability to score goals, the more time you spend in the Pittsburgh end zone, the better chance you have of winning. But they have guys like Butkus and Dykstra, not very talented players, tough guys, but you can take the puck off them, and you'll have success if you get your legs going and you do the right thing as far as forechecking goes. And there's no secret to it. I've said it a million times. Goals are a product of forechecking. It's simple as that.
Well, the Whalers, helped by their forechecking, have the lead at 2-1. Certainly there's a playoff fever here in Pittsburgh. The Penguins are heading for the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. That's one of our worth of the Penguins. And Randy, you guys are trying to get things going in the right direction down the stretch, and you had 2 big wins over the weekend, your last game action. And your line, apparently, with Kevin Stevens and Dan Quinn, has become a pretty hot unit, and obviously you want to have a little backup for Mario and company going down the stretch.
Definitely. We've had a few meetings about what was going on with our team, and we really realized that once they shut down Mario's line, we really don't have that much offense. So we got together. Danny Quinn and I have played a lot together for the past 2 seasons, and we hadn't been playing much together as of late. And Gene basically just threw us together and said, here, you're going to stick together. We threw big Kevin Stevens on the left side and threw me over on the right side. And we've been clicking as of late. We've talked about a lot of things. Kevin's a young guy, but he's a guy who can go to the net and stand in front of the net. And all we basically try and do is throw the puck to him because he makes a lot of room for himself.
Randy, you've been playing a number of positions. You're a natural center. You played left wing certainly a lot here with the Penguins. Now on the right side, you kill penalties, power play, and you've been very effective in all those roles. You find, though, that sometimes having the ability to fill in a number of different areas kind of holds you back from just getting one particular role and letting you concentrate on it and develop your career in that sense.
There's pluses and minuses to both aspects, and really I feel that I'm really going where I'm needed, and I don't mind that as long as I'm played in the proper way. But I would sometimes like to just stay at a left wing position. In this case, I've been playing mostly left wing with the Penguins, but I have been known to play other places, and if it's going to help the team, that's my main concern, and really that's where I want to be helping out.
Well, the Penguins are a hot item here in Pittsburgh. The playoff tickets went quickly, and certainly for a club that has not been in the playoffs for 7 years, you've had playoff experience in other cities and so forth. There are a lot of guys who haven't had this opportunity. It's got to be pretty exciting.
It's very exciting, and I don't think the guys will fully understand it until the actual first playoff game. And it's very exciting now, but it's going to multiply by about 5 or 10 times. It's quite an eerie feeling. You just feel a lot of pressure, but you can overcome it by the excitement. And I think our fans are really going to come out and support us, and they've been great fans all along, and we really feel they're going to be the key in our upcoming series.
Now, making the playoffs and being successful in them are two different things, and a lot of people feel, well, the Penguins have got to prove that they can play defensively to be successful, certainly in the first round against the Rangers. Can the Penguins do the job defensively?
We hope so. We've been putting a lot of concentration on that aspect of our game. I think people realize, and everyone realizes, that we're an exciting offensive style team, and you come down to the playoffs and you really can't play as wide open as you'd like to, but you know, I think nonetheless it's going to be exciting. We're still going to get our goals, just limit a few of the ones against us, and we'll be really fine.
Well, Randy, good luck to you. Good to see you, and we certainly wish you the best of luck in whatever role you're called upon to fill here for the Penguins.
Thank you very much, Rick. My pleasure.
Randy Cunneyworth, our guest here between periods. Stay with us. Jerry and I will have more from the Igloo in Pittsburgh right after this. On hand here at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, and the Whalers own the 2-1 advantage after one period, Jerry. As we check the first period highlights, the Whalers got things underway, and a goal by Ulf Samuelsson.
Well, we can see a drop pass here by Kevin Dineen. Now, this shot is going to go through the legs of Barrasso as he's wanting to go down. You know, if a goaltender just says to himself, I'm going to reach my angle and just stand there, it's got to hit me. But Barrasso has a tendency of dropping sometimes too quick. Even though he had a very strong period in that first period, he's got to really work at staying on his feet.
Well, the assist on that first goal to Kevin Dineen and goaltender Kay Whitmore, who in his second NHL appearance picks up his first point. Not bad for the youngster.
He made a great save on Lemieux. It wasn't a spectacular save, but he really worked at finding the puck and keeping his eye on the puck. And as we all know, it's very important to a goaltender is knowing where the puck is. He had a lot of traffic in front of him. He got his left pad on it, and down came the Whalers to score. But a fine save.
The Penguins tied it. Mario Lemieux with his 80th goal, and he showed us perhaps the 300th way in his career anyway to score a goal.
Anyway, I'll tell you one thing. He's got many more tucked away somewhere also. He's going to leave this puck here for Troy Loney, who just passes it to no one. But you know who's going to come up with the puck is number 44, Rob Brown, Lemieux's partner for most of the year. Now watch Lemieux here come out from behind the net and just establish tremendous position on Sylvain Cote. And he got that big body in position and just tipped the puck past Whitmore. No chance for Whitmore because Whitmore really had to play Rob Brown. Don't forget Rob Brown's a potential 50-goal scorer. He had to play him.
Jerry, as we've talked, both teams are certainly threatening to score goals on the power play. When the Penguins host any team pretty much in the league, the Whalers got a power play goal on their first opportunity, and it certainly was a welcome sight for Scott Young to score that goal. He only had 2 goals in his previous 21 games.
Well, he certainly takes advantage of the opportunity that the Penguins allowed him. You see, he goes around Ditka, no contest there, and Barrasso saw that the puck was rolling, and once again, Tommy Barrasso dropped a little early, and Scott Young put the rolling puck past Barrasso, and that's the 2-1 lead.
Once again, the shots in the first period, 17-12, the Hartford Whalers. A little different story than what we saw at the Odd in Buffalo Tuesday. We'll return with second period action here from Pittsburgh in just a moment.
Whalers will end the year where they usually do at the Boston Garden. Join Rick and me Sunday night at 7 o'clock when the Whalers face the Bruins in a playoff tune-up for both clubs. Do these teams meet for the Adams Division crown in April? Well, be here for a possible preview, live and exclusively on WHCT Channel 18.
All right, 2 games left after tonight. That one on Sunday, and the Whalers home to host the Chicago Blackhawks on Saturday night. Other games tonight on the schedule: Montreal at Buffalo, Quebec at St. Louis, Washington at Philadelphia. We'll update you throughout the evening with the 18-minute ticker, and certainly Herb Goldfarb will be talking about those games when we check in with him at the second intermission and on his special edition of Whalers Wrap-Up following the game tonight with a live studio audience. It's good to have a live studio audience, and he's also got some guests as well.
It's better than them all being dead there, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Hey, Rick, I got to apologize to our fans. When we were showing the highlights, I said that Scott Young walked around Mike Ditka. It was Steve Dykstra, and I always get him mixed up, and it's not because of that. I'll tell you why. Because of Rod Buskus. And I think of Dick Butkus and all those guys, you know, those tough guys. So anyway, that's my excuse.
Well,
not a good one.
At least you...
I admit it. I admit my mistakes. No doubt about it.
At least you thought of a guy who played his college football here in Pittsburgh, Mike Ditka.
Well, I really didn't know that to be truthful.
Oh, you had that in the back of your mind. Here comes Kevin Dineen. Lets the shot go. It's blocked by Bob Erie. The puck is swept away by Hillier. Mario Lemieux battles Samuelsson to the point. Ulfie kicks it into Dineen from the angle. Fires. Barrasso the save, and he'll hang on.
say, the Penguins, all they go for is breakaways and breaks coming out of their end. And when they get caught like they just did, I'll tell you, they're not in a very good position. Kevin Dineen had the puck at a difficult angle in this shot, and he just ripped it, and Barrasso was out to make the save. I just don't like the way the Pittsburgh Penguins play. Here we are 3 games before the playoffs, and for sure they're going to be playing the New York Rangers. And believe me, and we all know what type of a game plan Michel Bergeron could put to use. He'll find a way to stop this man, and they'll probably win a few of those games, at least 2-1 or 3-2. I don't know if Pittsburgh can win a 3-2 game.
As Randy Cunneyworth mentioned in our interview, at least offensively, they realize they have to get another line or 2 going because Lemieux very well going to be keyed on in that series, and the Rangers hope they can somehow put the clamps on them. And if they do to any extent, the Penguins are going to need offense as well as obviously a big turnaround defensively. Look at Mario. Here we've got a couple of hellos to pass along. Certainly a hello from the equipment manager of the Penguins, formerly with the Whalers, Steve Lattin, who wants to send his best to his girlfriend Valerie, whom he misses very much, he says.
Well, I gotta believe that. We took Stevie and Valerie to dinner last year in California.
Stevie will never forget that. Neither will we. Here's Joel Quenneville shooting, and it's wide of Barrasso. And the puck is cleared out by Quinn.
Next whistle, Rick, remind me I have someone to say hello to also.
All right. Here's Sivak Cote. Cote steps right in. His shot is handled by Barrasso. Jody Hall plays it back to Evason out in front for Tippett. He's stopped by Barrasso, and the rebound bounces to Johnson. Kevin Stevens plays it ahead to Quinn. Well, Stevens will dump it in. Cunneyworth gives chase. Backhands it around for Stevens. It dribbled off his stick and came dangerously in front. Zalapski's shot hit Jody Hull and deflects off Hull and over the glass out of play.
We'd like to say hello to Joe McGinn. He's a 16-year-old patient at the Hartford Hospital. He's a Whaler fan. We know he's watching this game this evening, and I hope, Joe, you're enjoying this game tonight. You should be, with the Whalers leading 2-1 and playing a fine hockey game.
We also have some kids, the Yukon Health Center, watching, I believe, on the 5th floor. And Melissa, who's a nurse at the hospital, works in the Whalers press box. Always has those kids watching the Whalers on Channel 18.
I know you're supposed to be quiet in the hospital, but let's hear it from those kids right now.
Here's Zalapski with a shot that's knocked down by Cote, cleared ahead by Evason. Back forward, it's Buskus. Quinn tied up by Dean Evason. Tippett. Gonna work the pass to Hall. Buskus goes down. We've got a Whaler penalty for hooking upcoming to Dave Tippett, who's reaching up around his forehead area to see if he was cut, but he'll go to the box. The Whalers will be shorthanded when we come back.
Dave Tippett will go to the box. He gets the hooking call. You see Butkus is trying to make the turn. I'll tell you why Van Helmond called this, because Tippett and out of your picture was Dean Evason. They would have gone in on a 2-on-1, so he probably said to himself, this is going to be a scoring chance. I've got to call this hook. You know, maybe if it was in a place where the Whalers wouldn't have had a 2-on-1 situation, he might not have called it. He was a little late in calling it, but he saw the opportunity coming up.
Here's Quinn trying to drop it back. Zalapski been knocked to the ice. Samuelson works the puck around to Brent Peterson. He'll roll it down the ice. Penguins on their second opportunity. Zarley Zalapski, just 20 years old. Pass ahead for Coffey. Lets it go. Saved by Whitmore. He caught that just under the armpit, and the puck rolled down into his glove for the stoppage in play.
Paul Coffey, he can get to the open spots as quick as anyone in this game. I think the only way to describe him as a skater is beautiful. He is a beautiful skater. And you know what? When you can skate that fast and that quick, you can sure get a lot of steam in your shot, as we just saw. But Kay Whitmore is out at the top of the crease in good position.
Gary, we were talking yesterday with your good friend Eddie Johnston from the Penguins, and were you not speculating that perhaps Coffey's the best skater perhaps, to ever have played the game.
Yeah, in fact, we brought the comparison up with number 4, Robert Gordon Orr. And Eddie wouldn't admit it, and neither would I, but we said it's tough to think anyone's a better skater than this man right here. I'll tell you, Bobby had a quick change of pace and a quick burst of speed, but this guy is really a beautiful skater. I mean, he's got a natural ability.
Zalapsky shoots, and he hit the side of the goal. The puck comes to Francis. Ronnie trying to clear it, and he gets it ahead to Peterson. Brent Peterson has Quenneville joining him. Quenneville shoots, and it's tipped wide by Coffey. Just over a minute remaining on the penalty to tip it. Zalapsky checked by Francis. Francis will head for the bench as Evason is now joined by Anderson. Uncle and Cote on defensively. For the Whaler penalty killers, he's done a good job so far. This Penguin power play. Quinn is held up. Lemieux hands it back. Zalapsky around the horn to Coffey. Pass in front, knocked down by Cote. Just got it away from Brown. Coffey holds it in. Bombs it to Lemieux. 27 seconds to go in the penalty. The shot knocked down by Whitmore. He poked it away. And Quinn has it. Zalapsky. Back to Quinn. Lets it go. It's tipped, and Brown got a stick on it. Lemieux has it back. 10 seconds remaining on the Penguin power play. Lemieux directing some traffic. Coffey with a one-timer, and it's deflected away by Evason. Brown centers, and only Evason is there to take the pass. Tippett joins the play. Here's John Anderson looking for Tippett, breaking on the backhand. He scores! Dave Tippett just roared right in there, and he makes it 3-1.
Line pass by John Anderson. Tippett just coming out of the penalty box. That's created the 3-on-2 situation. You have to give credit to some fine passing. We'll see right here, John Anderson. If he misses this pass, there is no goal, but it's right on the tape to Dave Tippett. He had good speed approaching Barrasso and just held on to it, allowing Barrasso to slide out. Watch here, but you got to love the pass. I enjoy the pass more than the goal, because if the pass is inaccurate and on the money, there's no goal. Pittsburgh looks like a very confused team, Rick, right now. The power play was, that's an offside we just saw. The power play really didn't create much of a couple shots from the point that missed the net, but didn't seem to have any zip to it. Look at the bench, there's Gene Ubriaco. He's steaming right now.
Now the Whalers' goal, Tippett scoring from Anderson and Evason. Davey with his 16th goal of the season at the 4-minute mark. The Whalers in the first 24 minutes and change of 22 shots on goal.
More than the other night, isn't it?
For the full 60. Here's Dykstra. Plays it off the boards. A pass hit the referee, Andy Van Helleman. Cunnyworth knocks the puck out of the area and it's chopped away by Brad Shaw. Here comes Turgeon. Drops it for Ferraro. He's bumped by Stevens. He missed Cullen. Breaking out of the zone, and Shaw heads back. Brad playing in his 3rd game together since joining the club from his Italian hockey experience. McDermott is dumped by Dykstra. And Dykstra throws an extra shot at McDermott. Cunnyworth brought the play back in, and we got the whistle of the offside. 15:07 to go in the second period. The Whalers' lead is now 2. Francis and Kevin Dineen on the ice, backed up by Samuelson and Jennings. Hannon, Caulfield, and Loney. Trio out for first-year coach Gene Ubriaco. Tommy Martin drives it on net. Barrasso with a stop. Plays it to big Caulfield. Hannon. Loney joining him on the attack. Hannon across to the late man. Zalapsky shoots, saved by Whitmore. Here's the shot by Hannon, and it's blocked. I believe it hit his teammate Loney. It's cleared by Martin down the ice. Here comes Zalapsky. Hannon is dumped on the hit by Martin. The puck ends up with Caulfield. And the rugged winger with his pass. It's blocked by Jennings. Samuelson lays it to Martin. Tommy will clear the zone. Rod Plunkett sails the pass into Hartford ice, and Whitmore is out. Penguins change up. They get Lemieux on the ice with Bob Erie and Brown. Barrasso wires it for Brown. Hull knocked down the pass. He's checked by Coffey. Hull gets it to Dean Evason. Stroughton shoots, and it's steered away easily by Barrasso. Hull runs into Airy. Tippett lets the shot go. It hit Evason. The puck comes free to Hull. He lost the handle to Brown. Glenville, the pass ahead for Dave Tippett. Lets the shot go, and it's wide. Rebound hit the back of the goal. It's on the mesh. And now as Hull's attempt to clear it fails, and Helleman blows the whistle. Woody Hull, who missed 6 games with that pulled hamstring and stepped back into the lineup against the Sabres and contributed a late power play goal. Too little too late for the Whalers, who fell 4-2.
Look, I like what they've done with Jody Hull this season. You know, they were sort of a little leery of his checking abilities, but Larry Flo has finally found a spot for him with the Whalers' 2 best checkers in Tippett and Dean Evason. That means they're playing against the opposition's best offensive line. And I'll tell you, that's the best way to learn when you go up against the iron. Jody Hull has got tremendous talent and great hands. And I'll say it again, he's going to be the Whaler next 50 goal scorer. Maybe not immediately, but soon.
Babbage.
Sooner than you think.
Trying to step right in there. He got hooked by Coffey. Evason's pass for Tippett. It's intercepted by Big Lemieux. Brown trying to leave it. He did so, but Babbage stole it. Coffey has it back. Coffey enjoying his 4th 100-point season of his 9-year career. Lemieux to Airy. He deflects it on goal, and Whitmore snares it. He'll hang on.
Whitmore with that quick glove again as the puck was directed towards him. Hey, he's doing something smart tonight. Something I like a lot. Instead of playing the puck against the big line Lemieux, he just wants to freeze it and get things settled down. Here's the attempt by Bob Airy as he deflects it out of midair, right into the glove. No, he doesn't want to go anywhere with it.
Okay, seeing a lot of rubber, as they say in the trade, in Binghamton before his recall. Led the league 56 appearances, 3,200 minutes. Saw 33 shots a game on the average.
He was well vulcanized before he got here.
Well put. Here comes Brent Peterson. He's got Young with him. The pass. This guy shoots, and Barrasso comes out to make the sliding save. Steven rolls it ahead. Randy Cunningham. The pass dug away by Shaw. Turgeon speeds after that loose puck. Dykstra hooking him. Dykstra trying to gain the advantage and comes back to get position on Turgeon.
Dykstra really did a good job in getting great position. It's like a roller derby situation. If he put his hands on his hip, he would have got a point.
The old Tony Roman of the
That's
San
right.
Francisco Bay Area Bombers, right? Here's John Cullen. Goes down off the collision with Peterson. Young has it. Got with a power play goal in the first period. Nice move to get away from Stevens. Sure, they went up against each other many a time in Hockey East battles as we get the whistle for an offside.
Only you would have come up with Tony Roman, Tony, because I remember you telling me you loved the roller derby. You could hardly wait for it to come on Sunday mornings before Burns and Allen.
Burns and Allen.
That's when we got it back in Canada. We used to get the roller derby, Burns and Allen, and the NFL football. And I married Joan, with Joan Davis.
Missed that one too.
I was a little before you.
Jeff Mitchell, our director, threw another star in there. Jim Backus in that show as well.
Yeah, he was married to Joan Davis, and I married Joan.
Okay. Jeff says his parents told him about that. Whalers with some pressure now as Anderson couldn't get the shot away, and out comes Bourque. Bill Bourque going to step in against Jennings. Hill carries it. Threw it in Zalapsky's skates. He gets it to Cullen. On Busquets. Whitmore has time to come out playing. He took his eye off the puck and had to kick it away as a result. Calendar's shot is blocked by Ferraro, and it's lifted out of danger by Samuelson. Ferraro gets position on Busquets. He's tackled to the ice. It continues. Anderson. He's checked in there by Zalapsky, and Cullen gets it away. Brown and Lemieux have just stepped over the boards. Lemieux spins away from Deneen. Looks for Brown. Waits. Feeds it across. And Coates going to stick it. A coffee shoot. He hit both goalposts. Lemieux back to Brown. Brown spun around by Quenneville. Coates gets to it. Here's Deneen. Goes to Tommy Martin. Shoots, and it's just wide of Barrasso. The rebound on the mesh, and Van Hellemond blows the whistle.
Well, we just saw was the Penn's best chance in this second period, as you described it, Rick, both posts. But it was Rob Brown and Mario Lemieux teaming up. Brown's trying to find Mario Lemieux. Maybe he should have tried to put it on net from there. Look at this. And it glanced the second post. That's when the goaltender gets up, says to himself, I played that perfectly, and gets on with the game. Kay Whitmore, you got to like his attitude. He's the type of a kid that's on the bus, and there's a nice blonde going by outside. He'll give her a little whistle. You got to like that.
Well, we got 10:29 left here in the second period. The Whalers in front 3-1. What else to say to that? Here's the pass across to Hillier.
It means he's having fun in this game. That's really what I meant to say.
Lemieux leaves it for Brown. He's checked by Martin. Coates has it. Slides it out behind Francis. Hillier gets it back from Coffey. Brown's pass knocked down. Brown trying to fire it in front. Here's Lemieux to Coffey shooting, and it's blocked by Quenneville. Down goes Joel off the hit with Bob Airy.
Get back, Ronnie. Get him out, Ronnie. Get him out, Ronnie.
Here's Francis leaving it for Deneen. Back for Martin as he was skating into that open side. He couldn't take the pass. Troy Loney trying to maneuver in. Now behind the play, Hillier took a shot at Martin, who got tangled up moments before with Barrasso. Play continues, and it's Babbage trying to stride into that zone. Lemieux has the puck. All Coffey get his skating underway as he's held up at the line, and Jody Hull reaching for it. Shaw takes it. Over for Tippett. Out ahead for Evason. Hull's with him. Evason leaving it for Jody Hull. Shoots, and it just skimmed the outside of the net. Evason centers. Tippett is hooked by Loney, and he couldn't get a shot away. Tippett still battling in there. Loney took him down, and Pittsburgh will be penalized here. 8:54 remaining in the second period. The Whalers are in front, 3-1.
You see the trip there by Troy Loney, the Whalers to go on another power play. Let's go back, Rick, to that little beef when Hillier was going to go after Martin. There you see Barrasso and Tommy Martin. Now, there's Hillier going to the defensive Barrasso. Oh, a nice right by Tommy Martin. He got away with it. When you play the Canadians in the playoffs, I mean, you're going to be called for that, too. And you got to like the zest of Tommy Martin. But really, you got to watch it. It's you're not going to be able to take penalties like that.
Pass comes to Anderson. Fakes the shot. Goes back to Babbage. Fires. In front, the backhand try by McDermott is stopped by Barrasso. He falls in that loose puck. And we get Ferraro in the pileup. Now as Bourque and McDermott are jabbing at each other.
Ray Ferraro has found himself in the last couple of games really in each crease area. If we remember, he had Tucker pinned. He had the 3 count on him the other night in Buffalo. And now he finds himself on top of Barrasso after Barrasso made the save. Now here's a shot by Babbage. Watch Ray Ferraro in front of the net. No, he's right here. He's going for the rebound. He gets cross-checked by Bourque. This is after the fact because the whistle is already gone. I would have to say he took a tumble.
Rather unexpected one at that. Ferraro will continue to work in this power play with McDermott and Anderson. We look at Phil Bourque, who's been used up front, back on defense. Finds himself up front here with Quinn. Quinn controls the face-off. Dykstra fires it down the ice. Whitmore moves it around to Babbage. A minute and a half left on the penalty. Whalers in front by 2. Ferraro with a pass across ice for Young. Young with the Whalers power play goal in this game. His pass knocked down by Dykstra. Scotty gets it back, goes to Babbage. Wrists it toward the net. They score! Sneaking in to tip it home was Ray Ferraro to make it 4-1.
Well, Rick, we talked about it in our opening, how important Dave Babbage was to the Whalers' power play, not only in putting the puck on the net, but finding the guys at the side of the net. And this is a perfect illustration, a tremendous pass to Ray Ferraro coming out of the corner, and he deflects it by Barrasso. You see Steve Dykstra all over Ferraro, and he still gets the opportunity to tip it in. Watch Ferraro from out of the corner. Babbage with great vision to spot this. Boy, their power play is very, looks good tonight. We talked about Tommy Martin and maybe not taking shots at a guy like Randy Hillier like that in the upcoming series. It's very important that the Whaler power play and penalty killing unit, as I said in the first period, equals that of the opposition. They will stand a better chance of winning. And right now, it's pretty impressive.
Here's Jody Hull trying to tee one up. He's checked by Arian Lemieux. Swoops in there for the puck across to Rob Brown. Looks for Lemieux. Back for Coffey. Lets it go. Knocked down as it hit Harry in front. He's battling with Samuelson. I hope he's going to get a call. The Whalers have upped their lead to 4-1, but they'll have to kill a penalty when we come back.
In front of the net, Samuelson and Bob Airy. Club's going to get a roughing call. You see Whitmore just do a little hop right there as he took the shot from Coffey in the stomach area. Say Coffey, he got a quick release also. That's just all a part of being quick, getting in the right spot to get that shot away. Well, very important kill for the Whalers coming up. 7:44 left in the second period.
They've done a good job on the 2 previous Penguin opportunities, and there's some concern here in Pittsburgh about the Penguin power play. With all this talent, the fact they've already set the record. Lately, they have not been setting the world on fire with a man advantage, but Lemieux lets the shot go, and it's dribbled wide. Lasky plays it back to Lemieux. Poked along by Babbage, but Coffey saves the play. Lasky had it taken away by Tippett, and it's sent ahead for Brent Peterson. Peterson shoots, and it's off Barrasso's block, and the rebound came back through his leg. And Tippett has it.
Well, the fans, the natives are getting restless here. The booing is starting. With the puck to Mario, that'll stop it immediately.
1:13 remaining on the penalty to Samuelson for roughing, and Coffey maneuvers in, trying to center, and a pass is taken by Francis. He'll lob it down the ice.
They really don't have a second unit after this top 5 guys. They really, well, they'll have Quinn, Cunnyworth, and I'm sure that Mario will stay on for the duration.
Talking about the Penguin power play, they're 7 of 56 in their last 8 at home, so it certainly belies their efficiency, which has been near the top. The NHL at about 24% all season. Here's Coffey, back to Lemieux. Coffey fires, he sails it over Brown's helmet, and it's cleared away by Cote, and the Whalers are having little difficulty in killing this third Penguin power play opportunity. 20 seconds to go on the penalty. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the second period. The Whalers in front 4-1, and the puck is fired through center by Jennings. The Whalers' most recent goal scored by Ferraro was 39th from Babbage and Young. A power play goal at 11:52. Here's a pass for Quinn. Jennings lines him up for the hit, steals the puck, couldn't clear. Johnson shoots, saved by Whitmore. Brown fires from no angle. He nearly snuck it through the pads of Whitmore as the Whalers have returned to full strength, and Samuelson finds Sylvain Cote. Last one, and it's gloved by Barrasso. Cote keeps it in, absorbs a hit from Cullen. Anderson speeds in for the loose puck. Checked by Zalapski, trying to one-hand it to Ferraro. It's dug out of his skates by Johnson. Lead for Brown. Goes to Lemieux. Shoots. They score! John Cullen deflected it home in front. And it's 4-2.
I don't know if this was an intended pass by Lemieux. If it was, It was a bullet. It was about a foot off the ground. But nevertheless, John Cullen with great hands to tip this in. Let's watch the velocity of this pass. Wow. It did not touch Cullen? I think it did. Let's watch it from this angle, Rick. But I can't believe that this was an intended pass with the speed. Yeah, they're going to give it to John Cullen as of now. Tell you, I mean, you've got to be strong and have tough arms or tough hands. Well, I see Cullen going over to the penalty box, and I think they're going to give it to Mario.
I think so. He was reaching for it, but it appeared to hit Whitmore and dribble through his pass.
And I'll tell you one thing, it was a pass, it was a bullet.
Down goes Cullen. In any case, the Whaler lead is now 2. Francis ahead for Dineen. I think the argument being that goal, the PA announcer was in the midst of his announcement, and Cullen halted him right there. Here's Shaw shooting, deflected as it hits Zalapski's stick. Francis puts it in front. Zalapski has it again.
This would be a good time to send one of your forwards right around Barrasso, because he'll take a penalty or get his mind off the game. He's been known to do that.
Whalers trying to hold up the Penguins rush out of the zone. Play is onside. Here comes Dineen. Lays it for Babbage. Wrist shot deflected in the goal mouth, and it's grabbed by Barrasso and marked right on the front doorstep. 4:11 to go here in the second. It's 4-2 Hartford.
His 81st of the season and second goal of the game, assisted by number 44, Robin Brown, and number 6, Jim Johnson. Time of the goal, 14:54. Lemieux, his 81st of the season, second goal of the game from Brown and Johnson.
Yeah, Peter Stork.
14:54.
By this time, you realize that I do pick on Barrasso a little too much, but he has played a strong game tonight. If it wasn't for Barrasso, this score could have easily been 7 or 8 for the Whalers. He's played pretty strong.
And that Penguin goal is Lemieux's, his second of the night, his 81st of the season. Brown and Johnson assisting at 14:54. Barrasso and Lemieux keeping the score close.
81st goal. Imagine that.
Here comes Johnson trying to maneuver all the way through. Devan Cote has the puck. He's played well for the Whalers tonight as he sends it up ice, and Young will dump it in. Barrasso out to clear it. Whalers in the midst of a change. Young couldn't reach the pass. Johnson gets back for it, and we'll have an icing called against the Whalers. Now Turgeon had bumped Johnson. Dykstra steps in there, and now we've got Dean Evason set to go, and I believe Troy Loney. Is that Loney in there?
I don't know who it is, but he's awful big, I'll tell you that. I think it is Troy Loney. You're correct, Rick.
Yeah, he's the heavyweight category.
Yeah, he doesn't make any difference to Dean Evason.
Down by Gord Brossiker. We'll take a break with 3:31 to go in the second period. 4-2, Whalers in front.
How big is Troy Loney? Dean Evason, he's in the box along with Troy Loney. Now, they'll get coincidental calls. Now, watch number 6, Jimmy Johnson. This is an icing call. The whistle is gone, and he is going to get 2 minutes for, I don't know what you can call it, instigating or high sticking, but the Whalers will have a power play here with 3:31 left. And if their power play is successful this time as it was the last, it'll be a good sign for the Whalers.
Pittsburgh penalty. Number 24, Troy Loney, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 6, Jim Johnson, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, and a 10-minute misconduct.
Johnson, 12 minutes. An unsportsmanlike conduct minor and a 10-minute misconduct. And once again, he said something as he was heading to the box, and Van Helleman slapped him with the extra 10. Loney and Evason, 2 minutes each for roughing.
Jim Johnson, I don't even have to ask this. I know he's way over 100, but the way he's yapping today, you think he needs a misconduct to get up in that 100-minute category. Rob Brown, the designated sitter for the Penguins. He's for Ray Ferraro of the Penguins. Ray Ferraro, the designated sitter for the Whalers. And why do you put guys of this ability in the box? It's very simple, because at the end of the kill, you'll have a pretty good player on the ice.
Well, the complaint around Pittsburgh last year was under Pierre Kramer. That's all Rob Brown did was serve penalties. He really didn't play very much.
Well, Kramer did not like him. He didn't think he could skate good enough to play in the National League. I don't care how good of a skater the guy is. If he's a potential 50-goaler, he should be playing.
Whalers on their 4th power play chance. They have a couple of goals. Ferraro and Young have scored those power play goals. And Ray Ferraro has the puck back to Samuelson. Around to Young, has the time, the room, the shot, and it's stopped by Barrasso. Lemieux got it away to the point. Young took a shot from Harry, but kept it in. Lemieux trips up McDermott, and Harry runs into Paul McDermott. Lemieux will clear it down the ice. Lemieux and McDermott get going with the sticks once again, and now Hillier bumps into McDermott. They're glaring at each other as the play starts into the zone. Young going to shoot toward the net. It hit Hannon. Bounces to John Anderson. Samuelson back to Young. The one-timer is over Hillier's head and bounces to Ray Ferraro. McDermott. Anderson now out to Young. A minute remaining on the penalty. Anderson across. The one-timer by Ferraro doesn't work, and out comes Lemieux. Ahead for Hannon. Lost the puck to Young. And behind the play, though, Samuelson will get a call for taking down Mario Lemieux. And now Samuelson wildly gesturing at Van Hellemond is told to cool it.
You know, when the penalty is called, there's nothing you can do about it. A teammate or someone's got to get over to Ulf and settle him down. You don't need a 2-minute extra for unsportsmanlike at this time of the game. And once again, repeat it with the playoffs coming up. These are things that you can't let happen to your team. I thought Ulf actually did a very good job. Probably has a legit reason to complain, but it's not going to do you any good. The only thing that can happen is you're going to get another penalty. Regardless of the judgment of the referees, you have to get to the box without controversy. And at times like now, I'll just sit down. We don't want you out for 4 minutes. The call's been made.
Well, after the penalty call prior to Johnson, Lemieux, the captain of the Penguins, went over to the referee's crease and
you spotted that, eh? That's
playing for the next one. Maybe that has
so.
something to do with
Listen,
it.
Andy, I'm gonna, the next shift, if we're killing this penalty, I'm gonna be going down there. I'll get myself in a position where you have to call a penalty. I know it doesn't happen that way, but
43 seconds left on the penalty to Johnson. Brown serving it. Teams each down a man for that length of time. Just over 2 minutes to go in the second period. Whalers in front 4-2. Here's a pass to Francis. Makes the shot, had it poked away by Busquets. The puck is loose in front. It's finally poked away. Babbitt shoots, and it's blocked by Hannon. Dineen takes it. Across to Babbitt, and he had wide open spaces there to deal with, but he couldn't handle the pass. Back comes Hannon. Steps in front, shoots, and it's deflected away as Babbitt ends up in the net. Now Babbitt has the puck.
I've never seen a game where the defender's ending up in the net in all my life. That's like the 4th time this evening.
Penguins now take the power play for the 4th time. 1:12 remaining on the Samuelson penalty. And Francis lifts it back in. Oilers will get Peterson and Tippett on the ice. In front of Jennings and Cote. Coffey swerves around Peterson. Leads it to Quinn. Quickly to Brown. He shoots a save. Coffey. The rebound. He scores. The Penguins are down by 1 now with 1:06 to go in the second period.
Well, the Penguins, you can see the firepower they have. Hockey led the rush on this power play. I'll tell you, the Penguins have not played a great period, and they find themselves in the same position as they were at the end of the first. Here's the stop by Whitmore on a Rob Brown attempt, but the rebound went right to Coffey, and he quickly threw it behind Whitmore. Here's the save. Whitmore just a little slow in reacting, but I'll tell you what, Coffey, with his quickness, he gets the puck quicker than any man in the game. He can catch up with it no matter where it is. As my good friend in Washington, who's in the horse business, says he can catch a pigeon.
That's pretty fast. Well, Coffey from Brown and Quinn at 18:54. A Penguin power play goal. Brown with his 3rd assist. Helped out on all 3 Pittsburgh goals. Lemieux has the other 2 scores. Minute to go here in the second. Jody Hull starts it in against Coffey. Hillier plays it off the glass to Cunneyworth.
Go, Kelly!
Tippett comes back for the puck. Gets the pass through to Emerson. Emerson looking for Hall. Tips it home. Jody Hall diving out to tap it home. Got position on Coffey, and the Whalers are up by 2 again.
What a goal. What an effort by Jody Hall. A great play by Dean Emerson. But the importance of this goal is really the story. Answering back quickly after the Coffey goal. But watch Dean Emerson. As you said, Rick, great position by Jody Hull, and he gets in front of Paul Coffey. See Paul Coffey very discouraged after putting the Pens back within 1. Just watch here when this comes into your picture. You'll see the position Jody Hull has. He flecks it past Tommy Barrasso.
30 seconds to go in the period. Francis, he'll fire, and it's off Hillier's ankle. Down he goes. Peterson centers. It's stolen by Lemieux, and the pass eludes Brown. Cote races back for it. One hands it out to Peterson. And he shoots. Saved by Barrasso off his blocker. Coffey drives it in from center wide of Whitmore. A big goal by Hull, his 16th from Emerson and Tippett. At 19:23, restores that 2-goal lead for the Whalers, and they lead it 5-3 at the end of 2 periods here at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh.
Second period, shot and goal.
The end of 2 periods, 2 rather wild periods of play here at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. And Jerry, when the Penguins scored to cut it to 4-3 with 1:06 to go, somehow you knew that even with just a little over a minute to go in the period, these teams weren't done yet.
You're absolutely right, Rick, and this game's not over yet. We still have 20 minutes to play. The opportunities are plentiful at both ends, but you know, I mean, who knows the importance of the Jody Hull goal? I mean, Pittsburgh would have had all the momentum coming out for this 3rd period, but that goal certainly should take some of the starch out of them.
Still, the problem remains for the Whalers. With the Penguins down by 2, they're not out of it, as you say, by any means. How are you going to stop Lemieux? You got Brown. They're dangling with that puck all the time, and then you've got Coffey on top of that. The Whalers have done a pretty good job for the most part. There's only so much you can do against that crew.
That's right. The job is just to control them, Rick. You're not going to totally shut them down. But as we said at the end of the first intermission, or during the first intermission, is they got to spend more time in the pen in as far as forechecking goes. You can see by that period, you can really control their defense, including Paul Coffey in their end. He's not very strong defensively in their end. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Barrasso with some big saves, this could have been out of reach by now. But it's still a pretty good game.
Yes, it is, and certainly an area where the Whalers have done a good job in controlling those players is on the power play. The Penguins heading down the stretch are a little worried about their power play. That last goal certainly came with a man advantage, but for the most part, they haven't been good with the power play so far tonight against the Whaler penalty killers.
They really look unsure of themselves, Rick, and you mentioned during that period the talent they got. They should be very confident in the power play, but I watch Coffey getting into the holes, and he's unsure, and he's letting up, and as you could tell by him putting 3 or 4 of the shots over the net. I think they're in a very paranoid situation as far as the power play goes, and I think for them to win their first series against the Rangers, that power play's got to get a lot better.
Well, the Whalers lead by 2 here at the intermission, and of course with Kay Whitmore starting, Mike Liut backing up tonight. Peter Sidorkovich is here in the press box, and you've got a lot of goals and exciting saves to talk about. We'll be joining Jerry and Peter when we return here at the Civic Arena.
The JCC Penguin Fan Club, Jeanette Mater birthday group.
Bergen, the score of the Whalers 5, the Penguins 3. Our guest is Whaler goaltender Peter Sidorkovich, and Peter, it's different to see you out of uniform. I'm sure you're getting a chance to relax and enjoy this hockey game. And one thing we should say, it's quite different from the other night. A lot of opportunities tonight at both ends.
Yeah, it's totally opposite from the other night. Against Buffalo, it's really tight checking, very few shots. Tonight it's wide open, a lot of good chances both ways, and it's a good hockey game for the fans to watch.
Let's go back to that game the other night in Buffalo. In the first period, the Sabres with only 1 shot. You know, I've gone through it many times in my life, and you're going to go through it a lot. How tough is it to play when there's no work?
It's really tough. I think, as you know, it's tough mentally to stay in the game and stay on top of it. It seems like the rest of the game, every shot seems like the first shot, so you're always a little nervous and tentative, and it's tough mentally to play those type of games.
Well, Peter, you've had a fine season this year. In fact, we're all voting for you on the All-Rookie team ahead of Sean Burke. and even in the top 5 of the rookies of the years. You had a super year. And what do you think you've learned as this year has progressed? I mean, I know you're quite a different goaltender now than you were at the start of the year. What has really been important to you?
Well, it's important that I know I can play in this league now. There was always that question mark, that doubt in my mind and everybody else's mind whether I could play. And now that I've played 40-some games, I know that I can play in this league. And it's just nice to be around and see all the different players. And you grow up watching these guys on TV all your life, and all of a sudden you're out there playing with them, and it's a great thrill.
You know, at the start of the year, it seemed to me you were a little anxious in finding the puck, sometimes to the side of the net, behind the net. You were going for it, and I think you learned that sooner or later for the opposition to score, it'll come to you.
Yeah, exactly. You don't. Sometimes it's good to be aggressive, but if you get too aggressive and you tend to overplay it a bit, and you get yourself in trouble, and eventually it will come to you if you wait.
You know, your partner from last year, Kay Whitmore, is up, played a good game against Boston a few days ago, and is playing all right tonight. He seems to be playing out more. What can you tell us about Kay Whitmore?
He's a real good goaltender. He's really quick, and well, right there, he's really quick. He relies on his quickness a lot, and if he can stand up and stay on top of the play, he can have a lot of success in this league.
You know, one thing we're seeing right here, Peter, is your best friend. That was a Paul Coffey attempt off both goal posts. But what I liked about Kay Whitmore is that he wasn't afraid to come in, take the bull by the horns and handle the puck. He's very apt at handling the puck.
Yeah, he's very good at handling the puck. If you get a close-up of his stick in the third period, you can notice a big curve on it, and he can really shoot it. And he's not afraid to shoot it. Like the game against Boston there, he helped our team out a lot when we were shorthanded by getting it and shoot it up the middle, and that really helps the team out when you're shorthanded and a goaltender can move it up.
You know, you have a chance you're sitting in the stands tonight. I'm sure you'll be seeing some action this weekend and getting ready for the playoffs. But what do you watch for when you're up here in the stands? It hasn't happened this season, but we talked off camera once about Barrasso, how soon he goes down. There's a lot of things you can learn.
Oh, yeah, I think it's good to sit out once in a while and just to watch the game and watch how things happen, because a lot of times when you're on the ice, you can't really see how the plays develop, whereas up here you can see how it opens up, and watching the other goaltenders, you're going to learn a great deal, especially like we talked about Barrasso going down. And if you look at all the highlights tonight, I think he's been down on every goal, and a lot of those goals, if he just stood up, the puck would have hit him, and you can learn a lot by watching your other goalies play.
You know, when you're playing on one of your hot streaks or what, I know you consistently tell yourself, I got to stay up. It's so important in this game.
Exactly, especially for, I'm not that big, so I have to stand up. If I find myself going down, all of a sudden I'm going to be getting beat, and I just can't play that way. And I think the majority of the good goaltenders in this league stand up more than they go down.
All right, Peter, we want to thank you for joining us, and good luck in the playoffs.
Okay, thanks very much.
Our guest has been Peter Sidorkiewicz, and we'll return with more intermission activity after this. See, the players are on the ice. Let's take a quick look at a couple of goals in that second period. The first goal we're going to see is a goal by Paul Coffey. This is on a power play. He quickly puts in the rebound off of Rob Brown's shot, and this brought the Penguins to within one. But the biggest goal of the game so far is this goal right here by Jody Hall. Dean Evason spots him going towards the net, lays a nice pass. Look at the position Jody Hall has on Paul Coffey. Coffey, with not much of an effort there to get in front of Jody Hall, allows Hall to tap it in and restore the Whalers' 2-goal lead. A big goal for the Whalers and Jody Hall.
Dean Evason, a couple of nice assists tonight. He's been picking it up offensively with a goal and 3 assists in his last 3 games.
Don't forget, Rick, also that he's playing against the top line of the opposition. So that's a double bonus for the Whalers. The Dean's always been, in my opinion, a real good pressure player, a player that plays good under in the big games, which we're coming upon. Every day they're getting bigger. I'll tell you one thing, if the Whalers win this and the Sabres lose, Saturday will be a tremendous game because of the importance of the game to the Blackhawks.
Really, Hartford is by no means out of it for third place. The Whalers have to win, obviously, all their remaining games, but Sabres, if they win only one. Here's a pass that's deflected into the crowd. They win only one. The teams end up tied at 81 points, and the Whalers would get it on the tiebreaker. So if they go 1-2 and the Whalers go 3-0, Whalers are in third.
Well, yeah, the Whalers have to win 3. I don't think they can get in with only 2 wins. The Sabres should win 1 along. But the Sabres got the Island in the Island, and the Island's one of the hottest teams in the league, I believe, Saturday.
Right.
Now, we were talking, that's Saturday night, I believe. Is that the old 5 o'clock game? Occasionally it is.
Let's check that out. Their Sunday game is against Quebec at home, and they're both evening games. I assume they're night starts. Here's a shot by Tippett. It's on goal. Barrasso the save, and he clears it out to center. Mario Lemieux.
But it's not over till it's over. When the Fat Lady sings, it's going to be interesting this weekend.
All in there working against Coffey. Cote helps to jab the puck free. Cote angles it out of the zone. Randy Hillier is there. We've played a minute here in the third period. The Whalers in front 5-3. Coffey overskates the puck now as Tippett takes it. Tippett charges in. Looks for Avison, and he couldn't shake free of the check of Bob Airy. Out comes Coffey. He's checked by Cote. Tippett bumped by Mario Lemieux. Tell you, Jerry, two of the best efforts we've seen defensively by the Penguins individually tonight have been by their forwards. Certainly they've shown more interest than Coffey has in playing defense tonight. Here's Brown, one-handing it in front, and Lemieux is tied up by Shaw.
As I said, they probably had a lot of practice at it this year. One certainly by Cunningworth in the first period.
Dave Babbage. Pass for Ferraro. In for Anderson. John steps into one. It bounced away off McDermott. McDermott trying to center. Does. Barrasso can't cover it. Bill Bourque takes it. He's pulled down. Play continues. And Ferraro yanked him to the ice just behind the net.
Oilers got away with one there. It should have been a penalty.
McDermott goes down off the hit with Zalapski. Here's Ferraro out of that corner. Stuffs it in front. It's off Barrasso's stick, and it's tipped out to center. Dave Babbage dribbles the pass off Quinn Skates. He chops it on net. It's steered away by Whitmore. With the puck, it's Ferraro. He's going off to the bench. He'll flip the backhander in wide. The Whalers get Brent Peterson on with Young and Turgeon. Pass out for Coffey. He's in full flight, and here he comes around Jennings. Centers, and Samuelson had a stick there to knock it away. Loney is checked by Samuelson. Peterson works it away.
Rick, it's nice to watch Coffey and lead the rush like that. I mean, but the big question is, can you really survive that way? Can you have one player consistently up the ice and be a good team? I don't think so.
Certainly, that'll be proven under the microscope of the playoffs upcoming. Here's Samuelson shooting at Barrasso. The stop there. Turgeon, grabbed by Loney. Cannon starts it ahead. He's got John Callender with him. A pass for Zalapski, the fourth man to join the play. Throws it in front. It's kicked away by Samuelson. Backhanded wide by Loney. Zalapski bombs it in front. Whitmore there to corral it. Has to play it, so Samuelson drives it off the board. No icing. Both teams make changes. Charlie Zalapski, the Penguins' first rounder in '86, with a pass off Airy's stick. Cote catches up to it. Has Martin on left wing. Tommy overskates the puck. He's bumped by Hillier. Quenneville moves it to Cote. Deneen shoots, and it's blocked by Bob Airy. Out comes Lemieux. Brown's pass tipped and now knocked down with a high stick by Cote. We got the whistle. 15:42 to go here in the third. Whalers lead at 5-3.
He's a little hot right now, and I think he's talking about, Rick, that's got his dandruff up, is the fact that the Whalers were on the rush, lost it at the Penguin blue line, and allowed Lemieux to lead a rush down the ice. When Lemieux's on the ice, your priority is to get it deep.
Evan Deneen pokes the puck along to Martin. His shot is blocked by Buskus. Coffey ahead for Lemieux. It's chopped away by Quenneville. Bob Airy follows up, but he had Lemieux trapped in the zone offside, and Martin takes over. He had it taken away by Brown. Swept away by Quenneville. Once again in the right spot, and here comes Coffey. Coffey shoots, and it's deflected off his skate and over the net. Francis chops at it. It rolls to Quenneville. He headmans for Kevin Deneen. Charges in against Coffey. Deneen trying to put it in front. Coffey got a skate on it. Deneen has it back. Shoots. Stopped out in front by Barrasso. And now it's Babbitt shooting, and it's blocked by Lemieux. Stevens with a long pass. As both Brown and Lemieux were both waiting at the red line. Here's Evason maneuvering in. Pass by Stevens, intercepted, holds it on, and Barrasso comes up with a big save. Quinn, checked by Tippett. Whitmore out to play the puck for Shaw. Keeps it moving for Jody Hull. Hull's goal at the tail end of period 2 created a 2-goal advantage for the Whalers. They lead it 5-3.
I thought he'd score there, Rick. He shot it quick also. Barrasso with a big save.
Cunnyworth with a drive off Samuelson's ankle. Opie's hurting a bit after blocking that shot. Cunnyworth has it back. He's checked by Evason. Jennings goes to work in that corner. Hilliard going to hold it in the zone, but the Whalers take over. Here's the pass to Samuelson. Gives it to Hull. Wrist shot and saved by Barrasso. Randy Hilliard. Pass now intercepted by John Anderson. Hilliard. Ferraro trying to zero in on him. Dave Hannon trailed by Anderson. Quenneville gets to that puck ahead of Loney. Cullen and McDermott join the tussle in that corner as well. Whalers working to the point, not out. Zanapski's pass knocked down by Cote. Here's the pass ahead for Ferraro. Zanapski back with him. Ferraro can't spin away from Zanapski. Bobby's pass right to Anderson. Saved by Barrasso. Loney trying to help out defensively. Ferraro swoops in for. Leaves it for McDermott. Anderson gets it out in front, but Cullen is there for it, and we've got a penalty against the Penguins. Zanapski will go for pulling down Ferraro. 12:39 remaining here in the third. It's 5-3 Hartford.
There's a great sign here in this building. It simply says Slapshot after Zarley Zalewski, a very talented young player. And right now he's taking 2 minutes off as he got called holding Ray Ferraro along the boards, way nowhere near the important part of the ice.
Whalers power play tonight, 2 of 4, and in the series, Whalers now 7 of 16. Both these power plays are up around 50% efficiency in the 3-game season series. Sylvain Turgeon on the ice with Young, Francis, Babbage, and Kevin Dineen as Turgeon shoots it in. Barrasso trying to play it out of the zone. It's kept in by Young momentarily, and Randy Hilliard gets it out to center. Lemieux and Philborg, Bob Airy, and Hilliard on the penalty-killing unit as Bork is back now on defense. Babbage, here's the play in. Lemieux has it, lobs it off Dineen's stick. Whalers with 1:10 left on the Zalapski call. Started ahead. Scott Young, the pass for Turgeon. Going to step around Coffey. Turgeon moves it to Dineen. They've got Francis parked in front. Young with a drive. He scores! It's off Barrasso's glove and in. Scott Young with his second goal of the game, and the Whalers lead it 6-3.
Another power play goal for the Whalers. Scott Young on the left point. Let's see if Barrasso can see it. Sure, he can see it. He just out and out misses it as it goes off his catching mitt. We'll see it better from this angle. Credit to Turgeon and Ron Francis, causing a little disturbance in front of the net, but nevertheless, Scott Young's 19th goal of the season and his second this evening. And I believe it's his second power play goal. His first one being a power play goal also.
Young from Dineen and Turgeon, 8:26. The Whalers 3 of 5 with a man advantage tonight. Here's Tippett roaring into the backhand, saved by Barrasso. Quinn will pick it up. Whalers had a 3-goal advantage earlier at 4-1. And the Penguins began chipping away. They got to 4-3 before Hull's goal late in the second period. And now another power play goal by Young. Randy Cunny with a pass ahead for Quinn. Give it up to Evason. Zalapski has to give chase. Pass to Cunnyworth.
The New York Rangers are in attendance tonight as they play here Saturday which will turn out to be the biggest game of the year for either club.
Here's a goalmouth pass for Stevens. He couldn't put it home, and Evison backhands it ahead for Hull.
Just to continue my thought, they've been struggling of late, the Rangers. After looking at this Pittsburgh team tonight, they might be overconfident Saturday. This is not a good Pittsburgh Penguin team we're seeing this evening.
Well, as you mentioned early tonight, Jerry, perhaps the Penguins might be thinking more about the Rangers than about the Hartford Whalers, their opponent on the ice tonight.
Well, that's quite possible and probable. But the thing is, somewhere along the line, you got to prepare for that game. You're just not going to show up Saturday and be a better defensive team or a good defensive team. Say at the start of this period, when the game was, it was only 5-3 Whalers. I mean, they give the Whalers two 2-on-0s. One to John Anderson, one to Jody Hull. Whalers failed to capitalize, but they did get the Scott Young power play goal. If that was the case, getting prepared for Saturday against the Rangers, I don't think I'd be playing coffee with you much in this last 10 minutes.
Lead pass escapes everyone. Whitmore has to play it, so there's no icing, and Anderson comes up with it. The Whalers team ready to play tonight, certainly, and it's shown in their 6-3 lead. Anderson backhands toward the net. It just dribbled wide, and Ferraro throws it in the goal mouth. They score. John Anderson got position on Hillier. He taps it in to make it 7-3.
The way this goal went in, certainly good work by the line of Ferraro, McDermott, and Anderson. But Barrasso was trying to butt in Paul McDermott in front of the net. I don't know if we'll see it. Watch this play develop. And watch Barrasso. He's going to get up. You see this? Takes his whole mind off the situation, and the puck is in by the time he reacts or adjusts. But you can clearly see, tried to watch it again. It's already gone by. This is the goal. And he lost his concentration by trying to butt in Paul McDermott.
Kay Whitmore, a 2-point night.
Kay Whitmore with a second assist tonight.
He's a scoring machine. He hit Ferraro assist on Anderson's 15th goal at 9:59.
You like that, don't you?
Wonder how many 2-assist nights Barrasso has had, or Hextall. Here's Barrasso stopping Tommy Martin. The puck's still loose, trying to get it in the goal mouth. The battle is on for it. If it's covered by a Penguin other than Barrasso, we're going to have a penalty shot, but Van Helleman has to concentrate on a potential battle between Francis and John Cullen as well. Now Hannon and Babbage are jawing a bit. Now it's Dineen and Cullen, a pair of number 11s who are going to go off.
Let's watch this take place in front of the net. Well, Barrasso's going to be flat in his fanny right here, and he thinks he has the puck covered, but he hasn't. Now, Rick, you mentioned a possible penalty shot if a forward puts his hand over the puck in the crease area. We can see it's just about half an inch out of the crease area. There you see Cullen and Dineen squaring off, or at least attempting to.
John Cullen, who played in Flint of the International League last year in the Sabres organization.
And he was a free agent. No one wanted him out of school. He went to John Cullen went to Boston University. He set all the records at BU, as a matter of fact. In fact, did he not play 1 year with Scott Young? I believe he did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And was picked by the Sabres in the supplemental draft, went to Flint, tied for the scoring championship, won the Rookie of the Year honors, and signed with Pittsburgh.
He's from the famous Cullen family. His father and two uncles played in the National Hockey League. Ray Cullen, Ryan Cullen, his father Barry Cullen. Fine family. He's a nice boy. I've had the opportunity to talk to John a few times. This is it's really a thrill for him and a big break for him playing here.
Had a nice year, 48 points.
That's right.
Jerry, you want to find out how a team can set a new penalty minute record? Well, this is how. Dineen and Cullen, 2 minutes each for roughing. Zalapsky, 2 for delay of game for shooting the puck away. They've picked up 2 unsportsmanlike conduct minors, a 10-minute misconduct for talking a little bit too much to Andy Van Helleman, and now 2 minutes for a delay of game penalty. 7-3, the Whalers in front. They have the power play for the 6th time. They've scored 3 power play goals tonight. And Johnson shoots it down the ice.
You know, if Buffalo loses tonight, Rick, It's going to make this weekend rather fun, isn't it? And I'll bring up a funny situation for you. What if? You know, there's a lot of what ifs in this game. I don't think it's any secret that the Boston Bruins don't want to play the Buffalo Sabres. What if this boils down to a game in Boston Sunday night? A Whaler win.
Lemieux gets the puck away from Young. He's in alone. He scores.
That's the hat trick for Mario Lemieux. I'll tell you what, he looked rather confident going in this time, considering he got beat by Whitmore on his previous breakaway. As you see some of the hats to the ice.
Merely his 9th hat trick of the season.
That's a shorthanded goal, don't forget also. Watch how confidently he plays. It's a fake, then to his forehand and under Kay Whitmore. I tell you, that was no contest. I'll tell you one thing, if the game ends up this way, and Lemieux is 1 for 2 in breakaways, that's a big victory for Kay Whitmore. I was reading it, but here's a fake and a ho-hum. But he has had 4 penalty shots, and he's 4 for 4. You know, that's a terrific record.
He's getting a standing ovation for scoring that shorthanded goal, his 13th, and that sets a new NHL mark.
That's an NHL mark.
Yep, he was tied with Gretzky at 12 prior to that goal. One more hat trick. And even with 2 games left after tonight, he still could do it. He would tie another Gretzky record with his 10th hat trick of the season.
This is a dumb question, Rick. You get 2 hat tricks in one game, but they only count as one.
Well, he had a 5-goal game, but remember that one against New Jersey? Here's a pass in front. Ferraro chops it wide. 38 seconds remaining on the penalty. The Whalers still want to go to work with this man advantage and a 7-4 lead now with 8:05 to go in the game. Or in the 3rd period. You never know with the Penguins. Samuelson shoots toward the net. Deflected by Ferraro. It's off Barrasso's stick, and Ferraro goes tumbling to the ice. It's cleared by Johnson, but not out. McDermott keeps it in for Anderson. Across to McDermott, the backhander. Glove by Barrasso, right under the nose of Ferraro, and the whistle blows.
I got to believe that Barrasso is hurting somewhat. I mean, he is back very soon for a shoulder that popped out of its socket. I know that happened to me when I was playing, and I know he just can't come back in 7 days. And watch his reaction after he gets his glove on this. The whistle goes, and he's going to be, you know, he is, well, maybe it was in the head area, but I think his right shoulder is really aching.
Where I think his shoulder's really been tested, and I can think of in the last few minutes of this game, is when he was trying to butt into Whaler at the side of the net. He jerked his arm around, and that is the shoulder that
it is his
popped
left shoulder?
Yeah, that I guess has been a recurring injury. So look at Wendell Young, a proud father just yesterday. He gave birth to a baby girl as the backup goaltender tonight. As here's the shot wide by Quenneville. Barrasso couldn't play it. And Quenneville gets it again as the penalty time elapses on the Zalapsky call. And the puck comes free to Zarley Zalapsky, moving it to Quinn. Coffey. And a stick handle through, and it poked away by Quenneville. The centering pass is off Cote and just bounced wide. From the point, Cunneyworth shoots wide of the net. Quinn and Quenneville head for the corner. Tippett trying to clear it. Pops it out to center, and Cunneyworth is there for it. Here's a pass stolen by Tippett. Tippett across to Jody Hall. Shoots a save by Barrasso. Lays it out to Quinn. The lead for Cunneyworth. That's the shot goal saved by Whitmore. Cote checks Cunneyworth, and they both slide heavily into the boards. They're all right as Hull starts it up ice. He'll just dump it in as the Whalers will change. Sylvain Turgeon steals the clearing attempt as Peterson trying to get the play out in front of that net is checked in the corner. Cannon trying to pry it away from him, and he finally does. Turgeon knocked down the pass. He scored! Brett Peterson fires it home on Barrasso. The Whalers have the lead 8-4.
Look, I was about to say that the Penguins have a big decision this weekend. They play the Rangers, and they're in Philly, Sunday, a place where they haven't played too well in the last 16 years. 6-1 victory. We're going to hear once again the Whalers with an interception, and Peterson through the legs of Barrasso. All right, for Brent Peterson making his first start in 3 or 4 games, out with a back injury. But they have a big decision to weigh. They're not going to win anything if this man here is hurting. And obviously, he's their goaltender, and they traded for him to make the playoffs, which they did, and to play in the playoffs. But, you know, Wendell Young has won a lot of games for them. He's not a flashy goaltender. He's a battler. I don't know. But certainly, you know, Pittsburgh, I don't care who they had goals tonight, were going to get beat. They were just horrendous defensively. I mean, it's awful.
He has found new and different ways to turn over that puck tonight, and
that's for sure.
Kershaw doesn't get credit for an assist on that goal, though he tapped down the pass and allowed Peterson to drive it home. Here's another 2-on-1. It's Young centering, and the pass is behind Kershaw. 5:45 remaining in the third. Loney charges in the other direction, and he's checked by Jennings. Cullen goes back to Zalewski with a shot that's wide. Kershaw plays it off the boards. It's taken out by Jake Caulfield. Samuelson heads for the puck. Backhands it out. Zalewski plays it across to Dick Caulfield. Stay tuned for Whalers wrap-up. Herb with a studio audience at Channel 18 and special guests Jeff Jacobs, Andre Lacroix, Jack Launier, Jody Ambrosio. Here's Deneen centering attempt that is blocked. Backhanded out by Lemieux.
Again, though, Rick, was a live studio audience also.
And the puck is cleared out of play by Shaw. 4:58 to go here in the third. It's 8-4 Hartford.
We should mention this evening, Larry Poe has consistently used 4 lines. The first time in a long time he has applied 4 lines. And I'll tell you, wow, did you see that? That was a reflection off the side glass. And you know what? The players seem much fresher on each shift. The key to that, though, Rick, is quick shift. That's every line. It's up to the individual himself.
If you want to create pressure, isn't that what you want to do to keep everybody fresh?
Right. Montreal, no team in the league is better than it for the Montreal Canadiens.
That's got to be one of the big things that any club goes up against when you play Montreal is they have so many fresh forwards out there and so many skilled players at 4 solid lines. There's no first line, there's no fourth line. You've got to be able to figure out how to adjust your team to match theirs if you're going to beat them.
Someone asked, well, we'll continue this thought in a minute, but
Twin shot is blocked by Ray Ferraro, and out he comes. Ferraro looks to make the play, finds Anderson, shoots, knocked down Ferraro, shoots, he scores! McDermott was knocked into the crease, and Van Hellemond looks like he's going to let that stand.
I believe so. This will be, I'm interested to see who's going to get credit for this goal. Ferraro or McDermott. I think it will be Ferraro, which would mean that would be his 40th goal. Yes, it will be Ferraro as John Anderson's going to retrieve the puck.
We'll return to check out the scoring on this play as the Whalers make a 9-4 right after this.
Hartford goal is 12th of the season. The second goal of the season, scored by number 26, Ray Ferraro.
Let's watch this ninth Whaler goal. I'm going to go to Ray Ferraro. He'll be coming into your picture right here. I originally thought it went off McDermott, but you see Ferraro with his arms in the air, and it's his 40th. Congratulations to Ray Ferraro, his first 40-goal season.
Here's Pennyworth to shoot it in.
Whitmore, he's really become of age this year. He's just had a sensational year.
Cunnyworth shooting, and Whitmore with a stick save. Quinn plays it back to Randy Cunnyworth. Out to the point, it's Dykstra. The wrist shot knocked down by Whitmore. Hull turns back for it. Evison trying to backhand it out, and he gets it by Dykstra. Dykstra maneuvers in. That's Cunnyworth in front. Taps it into the pads of Kay Whitmore.
That saves the result of being into the game, being alert, seeing the man coming towards the net, and just getting as close to the man as possible. Because you're shutting up, shutting him off properly. Good play by Whitmore. Not a sensational save, but well done.
Charlie Zalapski. Pass across to Johnson. Here's Hannon. 9-4 Whalers in front. 2:38 to go in the game. Troy Loney throws it on the net. Hannon takes that rebound. Looks for Calendar. It was deflected to Stevan Turgeon. And Whitmore out to handle it. Scott Young, Ray Ferraro, 2 goals each in this game. Brent Peterson, Ulf Samuelson, Jody Hull, John Anderson. And some of the other goals, Dave Tippett has them. On the point, Zalapski to hold it in.
One trade I could never figure out was the Penguins trading Billy Sheeran. Fine Finnish defenseman. And after watching this game tonight, I can't figure it out again.
Zalapski sends it wide. Here's Calendar out to the point. Zalapski shoots, deflected, Hannon shoots, and he misses the net. We've got a Whaler penalty upcoming. They still have not controlled the puck, though. Hannon, checked by Shaw. Young has it. Penalty upcoming to the Whalers. A minute 42 to go in the game. 9-4, Whalers in front.
For holding, 1:42 left.
Pittsburgh 1 of 4 so far with a power play. They scored a goal that they certainly hoped was going to be a big goal for them late in the second period to close the gap to 4-3 with just over a minute to go in that period. But the Whalers answered quickly with a goal by Hull 43 seconds later. Hull set to take his team into the final weekend of the regular season against the Blackhawks Saturday night at 7:35, and in Boston, 7 o'clock game on halfway here on Channel 18 Sunday evening. Here's Coffey, the pass to Quinn, and Quenneville blocked the attempt. Lemieux lays it back to Brown. Now Quinn goes to Lemieux. Shoots, and it's deflected off Samuelson. Lemieux, who has 3 already tonight. Lets it go. It's blocked by Ulf Samuelson. He dives, but he can't poke it out of the zone. Here's Quinn across to Brown. Tippett got in his way and tried it free. Dave Tippett looks for open ice. Brown hooks it, and it will be Brown going off now for a penalty with a minute to go, and Brasso touches the puck. We'll return with the final minute of play in tonight's game right after this.
The box for hooking that his team's not winning. He's not too excited. There's some debris on the ice.
Here's the hooking call to Brown.
Ooh. What a job Dave Tippett did just previous to that, dropping off his point position to take Brown out of the play. That's what you call covering up for your defense.
How many times have we seen him tonight out-hustle the Penguins in many situations? The last 2 Whaler goals, Peterson with his 4th. They say unassisted. They may add an assist to Turgeon on that at 13:47. Ferraro's 40th. And second of the night from John Anderson at 16:13. Here's a 2-on-1 for Pittsburgh. Here's Calendar shooting save. The rebound is sent wide by Bourque. And we have the whistle and another penalty call with 40 seconds to go. It's going to go to Grant Jennings. And the Penguins will have a 4-on-3 skater advantage.
Well, this will be a holding call to Grant Jennings. He's the one that got caught up around the neutral ice area, allowing that break for the Penguins. 40 seconds left. The goal doesn't make any difference now, but you really don't want to see him score it because they played so well tonight. And Whitmore was solid. I would say a couple of crucial times in this game is certainly the way the Whalers answered that Paul Coffey goal immediately, the Jody Hull goal at the end of the second period. I would have to think that was the most important development in the game. And certainly the first goal in this period, the goal by Scotty Young, power play goal.
Mario Lemieux with 3 goals tonight. 195 points on the season, including 82 goals. Wins that face-off. Here's Coffey. He's it to Zalapsky. There's a shot by Lemieux. He scores! Mario Lemieux blasting one home. His fourth of the night to make it 9-5. 31 seconds to go.
You know, reading the paper today, I didn't think Lemieux was going to get to 200 points, but that's his fourth goal, fourth point of the night. He needed 8, so he only needs, if the odds are really in his favor now, he needs 4 in 2 games. So here's the shot. Wow. He makes it look so easy at times. I know he's not very thrilled about the outcome of tonight's game, but you know, this is a 4-goal night for the big guy.
Coffey gets an assist. And Zalapsky, the other one. Jerry, we were talking about that 5-goal game against the Devils on New Year's Eve. How did he score those 5 goals?
Oh, 5 different ways, right. Even strength, power play goal, shorthanded goal, penalty shot, and empty net goal.
Here's Ferraro shooting, sends it over Barrasso's head. 7 seconds to go. And Coffey heads up ice. 3-on-1. Coffey shoots, saved by Kay Whitmore. It's cleared away, and the final horn sound. The Hartford Whalers win a wild one here, 9-5. And Kay Whitmore celebrates his second victory in 2 games. 2 assists on the night.
Wow.
Not bad all the way around.
He's having something to say in this National Hockey League. Like he was good at the right time tonight, Rick. Certainly early in the period, in the first period, a couple of saves off Lemieux. That was all right.
Whalers outshot the Penguins 17-11 in the third, 48-33 in the game. We'll return to wrap things up in just a moment. At 9-5 over the Penguins, and their record now 36-37-5. 77 points, matching last season's output. They, of course, have 2 games left, and they're still alive for third place, depending on what happens with the Sabres and Montreal in the battle for third place, and who's going to play the Bruins or who's going to play the Canadiens. But, Jerry, this was not unexpected what we saw, 14 goals tonight, was it?
Well, it was certainly entertaining. How can you say it wasn't entertaining with 14 goals being scored? Kay Whitmore, a couple of assists, some great efforts by many a Whaler, too, but... you know, we're really not interested in Pittsburgh. It's none of our business, but it's hard to believe you think they could ever win a game in a playoff series with this performance this evening.
Well, as you say, from the Hartford standpoint, good forechecking, forcing the Penguins to cough up the puck in many opportunities, and the Penguins obliged without much pressure in other opportunities. But it's got to be a confidence builder going into an important weekend and where you really want to get things going for the playoffs.
Rick, if the Sabres lose tonight, which they are losing right now to Montreal, I'm sure if you stay tuned and listen to Herb, we'll give you an update in that score. This is going to make it a great weekend. The Sabres going in to a place to play the Islanders, and they're not going to lay down the Islanders. They're a proud bunch, the Islanders, and they played excellent hockey of late. And if the Whalers win, I mean, it's going to be exciting. At least put it this way, there's a hope.
There certainly is.